Alright guys, let's look at fractions again. I'm going to work on some of the functions on your calculator, but also the lesson here is to take the listed numbers, we've got 4/5, 0.99, and the negative square root of pi, and organize those from least to greatest. Well, the way that we should always do this is we should convert everything to a decimal where it matches. So what I would do is make a column, and I would list the decimal form underneath what has already been given. Well, the 0.99 is easy, so we just rewrite that. The 4/5 is where we come in and learn our function button again. Okay, so we have, first of all, to enter it in as a fraction. And the way we do that, let's see if we can do it like this, is the green button, alpha, stat plot, which is the upper left hand, it's also y equals. And we're going to use the regular fraction, number 1. I'm going to punch in a 4/5. Alright. Now, the math key we can use again, just like we did yesterday, math, and go down to decimal. That is an arrow pointing to a decimal. So what that's telling you is I'm going to take whatever, 4/5 in this case, and change it to a decimal. If I convert that, I would have gone to, again, math, number 2, and enter. And we would have gotten 4/5 to a decimal. I would have had to hit enter again, and it gave me 0.8. Alright, so one more time, let's run through that together. First off, I need to enter a fraction, alpha, stat plot. Number 1 is the one we want, 4/5. So I'm going to hit enter. 4/5. Scroll over, hit math, then go down to number 2 and hit enter twice. Enter, enter. It gives us 4/5, converting to a decimal is equal to 0.8. Alright, so 4/5 is 0.8. And 0.99 we know. Now let's see what the opposite, or negative, square root of pi is. Well, this is just a practice on how to enter in a square root. First of all, we use our negative key down here. Negative, down on the very bottom. If you use this minus key, you'll be wrong. It'll mess it up. You have to use the negative key. And we're going to hit second, the blue button, second, and go to the square root symbol. That's the blue square root symbol. It's above the x squared, square root. Now I want to use pi. Well, we have a key for that right over here where the little up arrow is. We have to hit second again. Enter. That gives us the pi symbol. If you hit enter from there, it's going to give you a numerical value. So again, you should have entered negative, second, square root key, then you hit second again, the pi key, and enter. You'll get negative 1.772. So, negative 1.772. Usually about 3 decimal places is plenty when we're doing these organization or least to greatest type numbers. Always pay attention. Is it least to greatest or is it greatest to least? Well, this is least to greatest. So which is our smallest number on there? Hopefully some of you are saying 1.772, negative 1.772. This negative value makes it the smallest. Our next biggest number is, I hope you're saying, 0.8. Then our next biggest is 0.99. So there is least to greatest. Now then, let's just practice one more time that function key. Let's say we have the fraction 9/10. Alright, so again, if I want to change that to a decimal, let's do it like that, then we're going to enter in a fraction. To enter fractions, we have the green button, the stat plot key. If it was a regular fraction or an improper fraction, in other words, a number over a number, then we'll use number 1. If it was 5 1/2, or a mixed number, then we would use number 2. Number 3 is going to convert between those, so it would take 5 1/2 and convert that to 11 over 2. That's the improper form of 5 1/2. In this case, we want this one. We want number 1, numerator over denominator. We just enter in our 9, scroll down, punch in 1 0. All right, scroll to the right, hit math, go down to number 2, which is convert to a decimal, math number 2, enter, enter, and it gives us 0.9. So the decimal form of 9/10 is 0.9. All right. Another way to do that is to look at 9 over 10 as a division problem. What do you mean, Mr. Jordan? 9 over 10 is a fraction 9/10, and you can use the function key to give you an answer, but why don't you just divide 9 by 10 to get your decimal? The bar, or this little fraction line, okay, means divide in algebra. So 9 divide 10. 9 divided by 10. Enter will give us 0.9. So that's a quick way to do it too. Depending on the fraction, you may want to use the fraction function, or you may just want to divide.